Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? This is Stephanie of Creatively Miss Me, You Tips and More. Now, before we jump into today's thing, let's get some advertisement out of the way. Tonight's sponsor is $5 Jewelry Paradise, where your independent consultant is Terry Donald. Now, I'll have the list for her website, her Facebook, and her YouTube channel information listed below. Now, when you go, tell her Stephanie sent you. Okay, now today's episode is called Understanding SEO. Now, last week I did the beginning, the basics of it for the SEO, and today we're going in a little deeper for it. And then next week I have a lesson, and then the following week I have a guest on my show, and then the next week we'll continue on, pick back up with SEO. I think I have maybe five, maybe six, because what I'm learning, I'm giving to you guys. So I think I have maybe six more classes. I believe that's what it is, and then I'll be complete. And then I'll be certified, and so I can share what I'm learning with you. Okay. Now, again, today is called Understanding SEO. So we're going to jump right into this lesson, and it's going to be quick. I'm not giving you a whole lot to confuse you. What I'm giving you is bite-sized chunks. So let's jump into this. Okay, today we're going to start with the second episode of Understanding SEO. Now, I know for some of you this might seem a little basic or a little slow, but I'm trying to break it down in bite-sized chunks where everyone could understand what is going on with SEO. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is how is your content ranked? Now, that's something I was kind of curious about myself, understanding the ranking of your videos or your content on SEO. Now, we have find, analyze, and rank. This is how Google finds you. Now, how do they search engines rank your content? The key of getting your content to rank well in search engine is having a clear understanding of how Google finds, analyzes, and ranks your content. Getting your content to rank highly in search engine depends predominantly on two things. One, improving discovery and relevance by creating a lot of high quality content on topics you want to be known for. And two, building authority by getting lots of high quality backlinks, or meaning getting a lot of eyes or views on your content. Now, how do they rank in search? They develop by crawling and indexing by generating a lot of high quality content about the topic you want to be known for. And then also to build authority or ranking by getting lots of high quality links on your channel. Now, all this means is crawling is when the SEO, they crawl around to find topics. When you put in your search engine, like the example before, how to create paint. Well, then they go through and they crawl around and they find that topic, and they pull anybody that's close to that topic up for you to be able to see what you're looking for. And that's why everybody's always telling you to make your content high quality, where it can be like evergreen, where it can always be found, always be known, and that everybody sees that you know what you're talking about. Now, the stages. Now, I found this interesting. The stages are discovery, relevance or index, and authority. First, we have discovery stage. Search engine is like a robot, and it discovers your web page or your video by crawling, which means it discovers your web page through taking notes on your content. Now, like if you make a video and you put your title, that example, how to make paint. Well, that's how they found you, by your right title. That's why it's so important to make sure that your videos are titled correctly. Next, we have relevance stage. One of the search engine bots discover your content and decides how relevant it is to the specific search inquiry by indexing the basis of the signal like keywords in your content. That's why they always say put keywords in your title as well in your tags. That way, when someone is searching for their topic, how to make paint, well, if it's in your topic, it's in your title and in your tags. When the search engine looks, they find that and they pull your video up to be relevant of what the people are searching for. And the third thing, authority. The authority stage, this means building enough credibility, through your tags and titles and other factors so that the search engine considers your site authoritative enough to rank high in the search engines. Authority directly impacts your ranking search. So you can't get on and say I'm a gamer, but you know nothing about a gaming system. You know nothing about the games that are popular. You don't know what systems are out there. So this means that if I am talking about putting on makeup, for instance, well, I love to play with my makeup in my eyes and make my eyes pop. So I can tell you a little bit of what I know on how to get your eyes done right. So it's all about you knowing what you know what to do, that you are confident that you know how to explain it and break it down where others understand it. So basically, you know your stuff. So that's what they mean about authoritative page. Or stage, I'm sorry. All right, authority directly impacts your ranking strength. I find the best way to explain this search engine ranking content is using a library. Now, when the people I learned this from, they use a library as a metaphor to explain how you ranking. Now, first of all, we have to start with Google as being your library, correct? And that's the big search engine. Now, what they defined is this. When you're doing research, the first thing you have to do is find. So you want people to find your video, correct? So this is when the crawling comes into effect, where they crawl around and they find titles, keywords, and tags on the subject that this person or individual or company or whoever may be searching for. So the books, let me see how I want to explain this. Okay, now in the website, you have that information, as I said, the title, the tags, and keywords. And that's what they use to generate the crawling system to find your videos. Now, some people were saying tags and keywords are dead, but they actually aren't, because the SEO uses those exact things to find your video. And that's one thing I've really been working on. I've paid for a year subscription with vidIQ. Now they had this special going on because you know your girl's on a budget. They had this special going on for a year. And what I've been doing with them is checking my video titles and thumbnails. And be goodness, when I saw some of the titles, how they ranked, and some of my thumbnails, how they ranked, I was blown, because a lot of them ranked really low. I had one that ranked 35 out of 100. So when I played around with their system to see what a better title was, I found a title that went along with the topic that I was discussing that was 97 out of 100. Now, who do you think they're going to find first? The 97 or the 30? So I did change it. I did change some of my thumbnails. So that's how I'm working on being found. There are 3 steps that Google uses. As again, discovery, like finding a book, indexing, relevance, a category of a book, ranking authority, and deciding which book to feature. Now, some of us around my age You know, when you used to go to the library, you have to go through those index cards to find your topic. If you're looking for a book, you went through and you looked through the topic and you found your book. That's basically what SEO does. It uses those index cards to keep you, and they keep you relevant. So you have to be very, how can I put it? You have to be authoritative or on point with your titles and your keywords and your tags, and you have to keep it relevant to your topic, so when someone searches they can find you. Okay, this helps. Okay, and if your video can be discovered in the first place, it has no chance of ranking at all. Now, doing this research, this helped you understand how to search engine discover your index and your ranking of your content. Basically, just think of your video as being in an index card in the library and you want someone to find it. So I thought their example of the library thing was very good. Now, how do you determine authority? The content is talked about a lot, or the content is referred to a lot, and the content is cited in other works, similar to getting backlink. And backlink means basically shared. Okay? Now, you want people to see your video and say, hey, girl, you know, so-and-so is good with cooking. If you want to learn how to cook something, a diet meal or a plant-based or whatever, girl, go check out so-and-so's channel, because, girl, she know what she doing. I tried one of her recipes and they were good. Now, you want your content to be referred to a lot. So you want YouTube, when somebody puts in plant-based cooking, you want your channel to pop up, correct? So that's how they determine the authority, is by how you are known. So getting your content out there and getting it seen and getting people to talk about it, getting it referred to a lot, then your content will be put out there. You even have some things in channels that are high-ranking channels. They have a topic that they have out. But if you look over to the side, they also refer your channel with that high-ranking channel. So your video gets pulled in a lot there. So think about that thing, about making sure that the title, keywords, and tags are all on point in order for you to be seen. Now, discovery, relevance, and authority are all part of each other. Whether your content is authoritative or not, it will have a hard time ranking if it is not relevant. Regardless of the relevance, a website without authority has no chance of ranking, meaning your video, okay? So, if your video is not relevant, then you won't be seen. Now, if you made a video on, on baking, how to bake a cake, but maybe your title should be added on to baking a cake made easy. Now, that'll pull up in the search engine and get you seen. It's about rewording your title so the search engine will say, hey, that's relevant. They're asking how to bake a cake. Well, this one says it's easy. Let's pull this one up and put this on the search engine, put this on top ranking so it can be seen. It's all about a cut and go. So it's all about a cut and go so you can be seen when your videos get put out there. Because I know everybody like me wants to be seen. You want your videos to rank. So that's why all of them work together. Discovery, relevance, and authority. You have to know what you're talking about for people to want to follow you. If people feel that you don't know your head from your foot, they're not going to follow you. But you have to be confident enough in what you're doing and what you know so people can see that on your video. If you're not sure about what you're doing yourself, then nobody else will be agreeing that you know what you're doing, and they won't watch your channel. Because you don't want to get on a channel to learn how to cook or clean or bake or decorate, and they tell you, well, I'm not sure if it goes this way, but you could try this way. You don't have that confidence in yourself. You have to be confident in what you do, what you represent, what you're putting out there. You have to be confident in your abilities when you film yourself doing a video. So always remember, you have to be confident. So all these things will go together: discovery, relevance, and authority. You want to be discovered. You want people to see that you're relevant, that you know how to bake a cake, that you know how to clean up a room, that you know how to decorate, that you know how to sew. And you want to know that, hey, if you want to find out about cooking, sewing, baking, cleaning, decorating, girl, try this. Try this person. They know what they're doing. Girl, I learned a lot from them. That's what you want. So develop that confidence, and also check your titles, your thumbnail, your titles, your keywords, and your tags. Those things are really relevant when you people want to search for your channel. Now, I'm not saying thumbnails aren't important, because they are. Because a lot of people today, they go by what they see, and your thumbnails draw them in to see. But your titles, keywords, and your tags are what the SEO uses to put you out there for others to see. So it's all about discovery, relevance, and authority. Now, thank you for this week of this bit of information that we put out here this week. Now, if you have any questions regarding this section, understanding SEO, I'm going to log off here, and then we can chat about it. Okay? Sorry about that. This is the second lesson on understanding SEO. Like I said, I'm trying to make it very easy where everyone can understand it. So does anybody have any questions on understanding SEO, what I spoke about tonight? And I know with me, when I learned how Google finds you and ranks you, it made me take a look back at a lot of my old videos. And basically, my titles suck. Like I said on the lesson, a lot of my titles basically they sucked, y'all. They were horrible. Some of my thumbnails are still horrible because I'm still working on changing. I'm going back and changing the thumbnails and the titles to a lot of my videos because they do suck. Because I have tried over the years to find different thumbnails and titles to try to draw people in, and I didn't do it correctly. Things I thought were cute, they weren't showing you anything, and I have to do them all the way over. What did she say? She said, I always think I know about SEO, but I don't always do the best. I need to work big time. My titles are not the best. You're right. Mine, when like I said, I joined vidIQ. They had this special going on, and it was $99 for the year. So my husband bought me a year. And when I started pulling up my channel and looking at the titles, rating the titles and the thumbnails, when I seen that a lot of my titles were in the red, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I looked at the ones they suggested that were in the green, in the 90s, ranking 90 or 100. I was like, I need to rethink my titles. And then they have also a section where they say, yes, I'm trying not to be cute. Yeah, I don't always yeah, mine's like, at first I was making the cutesy thumbnails, which I thought was cute, but they wasn't drawing the people in. But then when I started watching other people, then I got it. Yeah, Denise, they had a special going on. It had to be a month ago, maybe. a month, ago, maybe almost two, where they had a sale, and I happened to come on and looked it up, and it was like $99. And I was telling my husband that I wanted to join them, but my pocket wasn't going for the, I said I already pay enough monthly fees. And then when I saw if I got the monthly fee, it will be way more than paying the $99. So my husband got it for me. Is it difficult to come up with? It is. It is difficult to come up with good titles. I've learned just to say what I'm doing and don't be cute at all. Yeah, the ones I thought were good titles. When I put them on the thing to rate them, even with the TubeBuddy that ranks your titles, even when I put them with TubeBuddy or vidIQ, they were ranking really low. I mean, below 50. So then when I do a title, because I've seen what the difference is on vidIQ. So now when I do a title and I type in my title, and after I upload the video and I go over to vidIQ to check it before I release the video, now my titles are coming up in the 80s and 90s. Your hubby spoils you. Yeah, I think sometimes Denise, he doesn't be paying attention, but he hears me. And when I went to him and I was like, I was sitting there rubbing my head, looking at my titles and my ranking, and I was like, if I could afford this program, I could fix this and try to get my channels right, And he was like, well, how much is it? And I said, well, they have a monthly one. And he said, how much is the monthly? And I told him, and he said, well, how much is, I said, they got a sale going on. He's like, they have a sale. He said, how much is the sale? And I told him, he said, here's my card. Go ahead and get it. So I jumped on it. I didn't let him change his mind. Because when I mentioned it before, they're like $2.99 or something like that, regular price. But $99 for a year, jump. Just like I'm in another group that I'm in, that I'm picking up other things from people of Cornwall Tone who have big channels. And I picked up a couple of things from them, and I'm doing some reading and more research with them, trying to improve. But from some of the stuff they're talking about, I already do. And like I just started, because of the SEO class, I just started back advertising on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Pinterest for tablescapes and my fireplace stuff like that. And what's the other one? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I started doing all those. The only one I don't do is Snapchat. Yeah, he's good sometimes. They all have their minutes. But because of this class I'm taking for SEO, it got me into starting back to advertise more. So what I do now is when I make a video, let's see, what are you saying? Wait, you've got some other girlfriends than you guys. What I do now as far as advertisement for my channel is when I edit my video and I make my thumbnail, I make one for a flyer. Because I have a flyer that I put up on my community tab. I put one up on Facebook. I put one on Twitter. I put one up on, what's the other one? Twitter, Instagram. And then I make a short. Well, the shorts I put up on TikTok, and I put them on sometime Instagram. And then they also go up on my channel, but I put them like the next day. So if anyone wants to see that, they can go to the video on the next day. But now when I edit, I do my short, I do my thumbnail, I do my flyer. And then what I do is I use later. I use later.com. I couldn't think of it. I use later.com, and on later.com, I have where I can put it all my social media. So I have my flyer that it goes out at a certain time on Facebook, on YouTube, or blah blah blah. And then I have the flyer, the short that it goes up on TikTok, or it goes up on Instagram on a certain day. And then I have it all set up where it's already programmed, where I have it going up. So I try to keep myself a bit organized in that way. I think I showed later when I did the multiple channel thing last week. I believe I showed it. I'm not sure if I did, but let me pull it up, and I'm going to pull up what I have so far for the month of July. Now I'll go ahead and pull up June. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a screen. Let me see. Share a screen. And let me see. Where is it? Later. Yeah, Leona is a site called later.com. And what it allows you to do at the top of the screen, I have Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. That's the other, LinkedIn. And you can also put stuff to YouTube, but I don't do that because I have my YouTube time set up a certain way. And I could do it that way, but this goes on. I put my flyers on the community tabs. So what I do every time I make a video, I go in here and I pull up, here's my an example of one of my flyers over here, and a short. And what I do is, like, I'll do one here and just show you an example. I click Twitter and I click Instagram. I did it the opposite way. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Those are highlighted at the top. I click on this to create. And then I go to create. And then up here, I can put in a save comment that I have. I can set the date and the time I want it to go out. I can also set it where it goes out automatically and it doesn't have to contact me for it to go out. Now, if I have it set where I want them all to go out at this time, 6:12 p.m., that's when it'll go out on that day and that time. Now, I do that. Let me close this, leave. I do that on here, and you see for the month of June how they go. Now, for July, I already have things set for July, and it has it right here. You'll see here, I have it on all 3 channels. It is like Instagram, all of them, Facebook, and Twitter and TikTok, how a flyer is already set to go out for that video. This calendar is already done for this, so much for this channel, YouTube Tips and More. And then I have a video coming out here for decorating on the budget. Now, Healthy Tips and More, that goes out when I make it on that day. So you may see a different color, like this was Healthy Tips and More here. This went out on all the channels here. Okay, let me stop sharing. Let's see. That's where I fall down. I might put a post on my community tab, and that's it. I need to do the other post. I'm tired. Yeah. That's why I use the later.com, because when I do the flyer, I go ahead and I program it right then with the other ones to go out all at once. So that way I don't have to sit here and go, I need to go to Instagram. I need to go to here. I need to go to there. They're all there on the screen at later.com. And I just click the buttons at the top, click the flyer, click the time, click the date, submit. And that way I don't have to worry about it. Because I do videos ahead of time. Like right now on decorating on a budget, I'm already scheduled up until July 12th with videos. And on this channel, I'm already up to, I think that same week. Let me look and make sure. I'm up to the 21st of July, already scheduled, already ready to go out for this channel. And then for my healthy tips and more, like I said, that's a daily thing. That's a daily vlog. So when I get up in the morning and I go walking, I chat while I'm walking, I talk what's up on my mind in the morning. And sometimes you'll see me get my breakfast that I drink together. And then once I get things settled with my husband's health and try to figure out how we're going to intertwine my dad going for radiation, trying to get that all in my schedule and get things smooth out, then I'll start doing cooking videos again on Healthy Tips and More. But on Healthy Tips and More, I'm walking, and I'm going to include chair yoga and light lifting of weights. It's just little hand weights, and then workout. But I'm trying to what I'm doing is testing those out to see which one works better with me, because you're supposed to do them 3 days a week. And with me doing once a week, it may work, but I just really would like for me to find one that works with me better. Now, as I said, later.com is a great thing to use. They have a free version of later.com, and it limits you how much you can put out a month. But because I use it so frequently, I have a membership with that. Let me pull up my thing and see how much it is. I don't forgot. You know, I have a spreadsheet where I keep my bills on. Later.com, I pay $16 a month for later.com. And so with that, cause I do so many posts. I do so many on Instagram, so many on each one. When you have the free version, you're limited to so many a month. And I was running out of time. So that's why I went ahead and bought the basic subscription. I didn't buy the big one because it's one that's bigger that you can do a whole lot more on. I just bought the basic one where I do my programming for the month. Now, when I get through doing my videos and batch filming and I do my cards, like I learned to advertise more with the SEO program I'm in, I go ahead and program them all. If I do a batch filming, then I do all the calendars, all the pictures and all of that. It's all done while I'm sitting here. I get them scheduled at one time. Bam, I'm done with that. And then I edit my videos. And a lot of times while the video is downloading, I'm uploading to later.com. So while it's downloading, I'm putting it all on later. I go to my YouTube channels and put it in the community tab that same time. And then when the video is through downloading, I go on YouTube, put in the information, it's set. And if I'm batch filming, I have my little notes. Let me pull up one of my papers. I have these little note papers. And what I do is I write down the title of the video and I write down what date I have it scheduled to go out. Hey, Stacy. I have the date that I'm having scheduled to go out. And then I schedule accordingly. And also I have my little extra hidden note thing I keep on the computer where I say what time each one is released. Because like decorating on a budget, those videos go out at 4:45. And what is it? Healthy Tips and More goes out at 3:45. And then, this channel goes out on Sundays at 5:45. So I try to keep them in that row. So then when I go to release something, I try. Leona, you just don't know. I try so hard to keep it together because I will lose my mind because I wanted to do more and share more. And the only way I can do that is have me a system set in line where it all just kind of falls together. Like tomorrow, I'm going to finish up my husband's office tomorrow. So that'll be finished tomorrow, and I can film the last part of that series of me redoing his office for him. So whenever he gets his leg is not broken and he can come up these stairs, he'll have a Southern University office. It's all Southern. Uh, then I'm going to be redoing the back patio. I need to stain the poles out there and clean the sidewalk and the furniture because this summer, this all that stuff out there needs to be cleaned. I'm going to clean it, scrub it, put the porch back together, and have it ready for us for the 4th of July. So that'll be taking place this coming up week. And then there's some things I want to do out front of my home. Those 2 big pots out front and the light fixtures out there, I'm going to be changing those and doing some DIYs to them. So that'll be coming up, and then restaining and whatever the front door, that'll be coming soon. So I have to schedule ahead of time, and then I batch film. And when I batch film, then like I put on, like right now I have on a Healthy Tips and More, my Healthy Tips and More shirt. So I'll have on my this, and I'll do whatever I'm going to do for Healthy Tips and More, cooking, a workout, whatever. I do it all. And then I cut the film up, and that's 3 videos. And same thing when I be decorating or cleaning the house. You'll see me in one of what I have 3 Creatively Miss Me, the turquoise shirts. I'll put one of those on, and I'll clean or whatever. Or if I want to do a decoration, like what I'm starting to do, implement what I've learning. And when I do a tablescape or decorated area, I try to have on the same color that I'm using. And that kind of draws people in too, because I'm trying to be more presentable than I used to be doing the videos, but I'm working on improvement. So the things I've been learning in this SEO and what gets you seen and what improvement to make with your titles and your thumbnails, and also your description boxes. The description boxes, there is a thing on, I think it's TubeBuddy, I think it may be vidIQ, when you upload your video and you put your topic in, and it'll give you your description for your description box. Because I have what I have there, and then I put the title in front of it, because the first thing people see when they pull up the video, they see the first 2 lines. So I try to have it where it's the title of the video and me thanking them from stopping in or whatever. But I try to make it make sense. But I found out that if you use the same information, that the analytics will pass you by. So I'm working on changing my description with the videos. I'm working on it. I've only done it on a few. I'm working on it. So that's something else that you have to learn. What are you saying? Stacey said, wait a minute. Denise says, Stacey, she is teaching today. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Denise. As always, I missed the beginning, but thank you for catching the replay. Denise, she says, that makes sense. I always wear the same shirt and denim from my husband. He's like, yes, wear an apron. Yes. I always I've been stepping up my game with that. I've been trying to wear, like when I did spring, every shirt or outfit I had on had purple in it or lavender to go with what I was decorating. And then what I've done here for summer, I did the bumblebee theme. And every video you saw me with the bumblebee theme, I had on yellow. So I'm trying to improve and be more aware of what I'm doing when I'm doing the video. Now, I may not always have on a full face of makeup, because some days your girl don't even feel like combing the hair right. Because these hot flashes be kicking my butt. This menopause is not a joke, and it's not nothing to take for granted, because this menopause, you may get up thinking that you finna bounce around the world today, and it sits you down. Which says, when I'm posting, I would just copy and paste the main information. Yes. And that's when I found out that the analytics doesn't always like to read the same thing over and over again. And I was just putting the title in front of what I have. But I'm trying to be more creative with it. So now I've learned to use the link that comes, I think it's vidIQ, where you can get the description on YouTube, where it'll give you description to use. You can make it. I'm not sure if it's free, but I know I paid for vidIQ, so I'm assuming that it's free for me. Not sure, but I'm trying it out because I want to improve more. Now I know also too, um, like they told me, when you start changing your titles and your thumbnails and you upgrade them, that it's not gonna be overnight that people notice your channel and notice the corrections and things you've done. It'll take, a couple of months. So I've been changing thumbnails, I've been changing titles, and I am I said I was gonna look at my analytics come the end of August to see how the changing of the thumbnails and titles worked on decorating on the budget. Now, also too, I'm monetized on this channel and decorating, and I'm working on getting my videos up and getting healthy tips monetized. So here pretty soon, like I said, once I get my husband and my dad scheduled down, then I'll know when I can start doing diabetic cooking and renal cooking and plant-based cooking again on my channel. Because I was asked how come I stopped. I had to because I couldn't film and take care of them too. And now with my dad getting ready to start radiation, is really going to be some schedule changing. And I have to make sure that when I go to cook, that I'm cooking according to the recipes. And because sometimes I just go ahead and cook what's in my head. Like I have this, it's not a spaghetti. I want to say more of a soup that I love. I use wheat pasta. I cut up red, yellow, green, orange bell peppers. I cut up the purple onions. I put mushrooms in it. I use broth and oregano and maybe sometime a little rosemary and of course salt and pepper. And I cook this soup. I love it. It tastes good to me because that's just me. I love the way it tastes, and I will fix that for me in a heartbeat. And if I want to chunk it up, then I have some of those. What is it? The plant-based ground meat. I will cut that up and I will put that in there. And even some of the plant-based chicken breasts, I have put them in there as well. So I like that it's basic, it's good, and that's something that I use. That is good to know. So when I start posting again, I'll know what to do. As I go on this new SEO thing, after I finish, I think I have like 6 more lessons and I'll be certified. But when I learn something new, I'm sharing it with you guys because I think that's what I'm here for, to help. And if I can help in any way, sometimes it's a little thing, and sometimes people may not know a little bitty thing. And once they learn that little thing, they blow. Like I'm still telling some of my YouTube sisters to get a microphone. There are some rather cheap microphones that hook up to your cell phone, and they can even have an adapter that hooks up to your camera. But I record on my cell phone. So I have the adapter that plugs into the end where the power goes on your phone, and I clip the thing on my shirt, and I do my videos so you can be here clearly. And then even I have the one with the cable on it. That's the first one I have, and that cable is on it as long as I'll get out. But I'm still trying to convince some of my sisters to get a microphone. They don't run. You can find one for about $25 on YouTube, even cheaper, to get one of those clip-on microphones. But my goal is to get that new one everybody got with the little fur on it. Yeah, I know I don't need it, but I want it. So that's my next goal. And like my husband did get me the podcast mic, and we had a power outage We had a storm that came through Houston and it messed up the sound box. So I'm waiting for the new sound box to come so I can start back using it. The mic I'm using now is my Snowball. It's the one from Amazon. It's a Snowball. I love it. That's the mic I'm using. It's always used. What do you have? Work out a new diet is a challenge. Yeah, it takes time to make all the changes. Plant-based eating works. No, I watched some of your recipes, Leona, that you do a plant-based. Girl, yes. That last storm, when we went outside, there were worms everywhere. Not everywhere. And then when I went out in the backyard, the lawn guy came, which is my brother-in-law. He came and knocked on the door and told me that we need to do something about the bees. And I'm like, bees? And I go out there and look, and the flower bed and the back half of the patio is covered in bees. They're buzzing, but it's covered, and it was so irritating. But when I called the bee people to come out the next day, the guy said that what it was is they were flying from somewhere to somewhere else, and they got tired and they landed in the yard. And he said the way that they were moving, he said they'll be dead tomorrow. He said, I'll come back on Monday. If they're still here Monday, then we'll do it. He said, but I'm telling you right now, as many bees that are on this yard and out here, he said this is a good $400 job. Well, the next day we had a bad rainstorm and they all died. This Houston weather is bipolar. But I will be trying to get out there early in the morning to do the patio because I want to clean it up and get it ready for the 4th because we will be having company here. And I want to get it cleaned up and get it at least looking decent for people to sit out there and look at TV and for my husband to do, for my brother to do the cooking. And my husband will be out there for sure. But he's not walking it good, so have family members there. I know. So next week's topic. What is next week's topic? Let me look right quick. I want to make sure I'm telling you right for next week. Let me go to the community tab because I already have it set. Scheduled. Let me go down. Okay. Wait a minute. Why I don't have it set? I think I got one of these on the wrong day. Let me go to the other channel. I'm sorry, guys. I went to decorating on the budget and I should have went to the one that's supposed to be on in the first place. But I want to make sure I give you the right topic for next week. Let me go to, come on, where's my content? But all these changes they making, yeah, the next thing I have scheduled, that is right. That is right. The next week, I will have a guest. My guest next week will be Karen from Life on Greenwood. Let's say, I think, what did she say? How bizarre. Do y'all ever see Kenya? She's in. I haven't seen her. She lives close to where I used to live. I haven't seen her, but I know she's been having medical issues. You right about that. That heat is a monster. I think Kenya lives in Tomball. She lives out in the Tomball area. because she lived close to where I used to live. I met her at a shopping center one day, not too far from her. It was like in between us. So she stays kind of like in Tomball area, I believe is where she stays. And I know she stays there, and Florissa stays in it's not Hiram Clark. She stays over off of Cross Timber, somewhere in that area over there. I can't remember the subdivision area she lives in, but she lives over there somewhere. Um, but I think I have babbled on enough. And if you haven't, if you have opportunity, please go back and look at the replay. I thank you, ladies, for showing up here for me tonight. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much. Y'all just don't know. And I want to thank the people in the replay because you always do a girl good. You come back later on today or tomorrow and you look at the replay. Christy used to stay. If I'm thinking about the right Christy, Denise, her and her husband moved out the state. If I'm thinking about the right Christy, because there used to be a Christy that stayed not too far from Kenya, but her and her husband moved out of Texas. You're so welcome, Leona. So, oh, let me show you my new little commercial before we go. We here. Don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up, comment, and share my content. Under Creatively Miss Me, I have 3 channels. My main channel is Creatively Miss Me, Decorating on a Budget. My second channel is Creatively Miss Me, YouTube Tips and More. The third channel is Creatively Miss Me, Healthy Tips and More. Hopefully, if you like what you see, you'll become a member of one of those channels. Now, back to the show. Now, I made my little commercial. I think it look cute. Yeah, I'm thinking that Christy Denise, she did live close to Kenya. So I'm thinking that's the one who moved. Thank you for all you do. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you. Thank you. So next week, hopefully I'll see you guys next week when Karen's on. I'm excited about interviewing Karen next week. And then after that, we'll jump back into the SEO. Like I said, I think I have 5 more episodes of the SEO, I think. But I want to make sure I get it all out to you guys and you understand how the SEO works. And again, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.